Hello, my first graders. Today we are on page 455. That's lesson 8.4 in your math book. So if you're not on page 455, okay, you might want to pause and find that page. The other thing you want to do is also have your hundreds chart handy. You might need this today. Okay, so have your hundreds chart ready, okay, and be on page 455. Hit play when you're ready. All right, if you're hitting play, you're on the right page. So take a look at the hundreds chart on this page. It says Alice picks 12 flowers. Then she picks 4 more flowers. How many flowers does Alice pick? So today, instead of using our base 10 blocks for adding and subtracting big numbers, we're going to be using our hundreds chart to add. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, I'm going to tell you that I am not a huge fan of using the hundreds chart to add our big numbers together because as you get older, do you ever see a grown-up walking around with a hundreds chart in their pocket? No, you never see that. So this is just one strategy that we can use right now to get us used to our numbers. However, there are many other strategies that are much better than using a hundreds chart to add. Okay, but I'm going to introduce you to this, and I'll also show you a few other ways as we're going along to help you with adding. Okay, and so that for some of you who struggle with using the hundreds chart, some of the other things I might show you might be helpful to you. All right, so back to our problem. Alice picks 12 flowers, then she picks 4 more flowers. How many flowers does Alice pick? Well, if she's picking 12 and then she picks 4 more, that's adding, right? So our problem would look like this. And boys and girls, you can just watch on this page. 12 plus 4, right? She picks 12, then she picks 4 more flowers. What does that equal? Well, we know that we could put 12 in our head and count on 4 more, right? We also know that we could put 12 in our head and make 4 circles, okay? And count on from there, 12, right? And then count on. The one thing they want to show you today is how to use your hundreds chart to also count on. So I want to start at my big number 12. Here's my 12. Always start at your biggest number. If I'm getting 4 more, okay, I'm going to go forward with counting and take 4 hops because 4 is a small number. So I can start at 12 and go forward 4 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where do I land? 16. So 12 plus 4 equals 16. Now, the other way that we can do that for some of us is put 12 in our head, right? And count on 4 more. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We get the same answer. So I want to show you that there's more than one way to do this today. Okay, so we can use count forward on our hundreds chart, right? 4 more, take those 4 hops to find our answer. Now listen to the next problem. Ella picks 10 strawberries. Then she picks 20 more strawberries. How many strawberries does Ella pick? So let's write that out. She picks 10 strawberries. Then she picks 20 more. So plus 20, because she's getting 20 more, equals blank. Okay, what we've been doing has been doing our tens, right, and our ones. We've been drawing this out. What they want us to see today is that we could use our hundreds chart if we wanted to. So which one of these is my big number? 20, right? So I'm going to find 20 on my hundreds chart. Okay, and how many more am I getting? 10. So instead of taking hops, 10 hops forward, do you remember, how do we travel on our hundreds chart if we're counting by tens? Do you remember? We go up and down, right? 10 more, our number would be getting bigger. So when we have a 10, and it doesn't just have to be the number 10. It could also be like the number 20 or 30 or 40, a number that has no ones, a tens number. We can count by going down. So here's 20. If I get 10 more, I would go down to 30. Okay, so 20 plus 10 more is 30. Now, we can use the hundreds chart for that, but that's not the only way that we can solve that. We know that we could do our base 10 blocks, right? 20 and 10. And when we look at that, we see that it's 30 altogether, 10, 20, 30. Okay. I want to show you another one just so that you can understand what they're talking about going up and down. So what if we had, just want to take a quick peek. What if I had 18 plus 20? 18 plus 20. Is one of those numbers a tens number? Is 18 a tens number? No, right? It has 8 ones. Is 20 a tens number? Yes, right? It ends in a 0. So I can find 18, okay, on my hundreds chart. And then plus 20, right? I can go down, because remember, going down is counting by tens. Ready? Watch. 10, 20. So now my answer is 38. Let me show you that one more time. I put my finger on 18 because that's a tens number, right? And I can take 2 hops down, right? I count by tens as I go down. 10, 20. So I have 38. So 18 plus 20 is 38. Okay. Now, with these, it's a little harder because we haven't learned some of the strategies for this. I also want to show you, if you line those numbers up in order, right, and we add going down, 8 ones plus 0 is 8. 1 10 plus 2 10. So 2 plus 1 is 3. 38. We get the same answer. So boys and girls, I like to show you this both ways because after teaching first grade for a lot of years, I know that using the hundreds chart to count down sometimes is difficult. So like we've talked about before, it's all about finding the best strategy that works for you. Okay, I'm going to show you this because I want you to see it, but I want you to know that there's other ways of adding. Okay, so that if this is difficult, you know that you can add in other ways. All right. All right, count on a hundreds chart to find a sum. So they're showing us 24 plus 4. Okay, so when it's a small number, when it's just a ones number, notice there's no tens in the number 4, right? We can count forward. Because we're just, remember, when we count forward, we're counting by ones, and this only has ones. So 24 plus 4. So here's 24. We start at our big number, and then we take those 4 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we land on 28. So that's how they had got 28. Now remember, if you're struggling with that, you know, right, that you can put 24 in your head and count on 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. You get the same answer. Let's look at this one. 31 plus 40. Well, look, is there a number that is a tens number? This number, right? There's no ones. There's 4 tens. So they want us to start at 31 because that's not a tens number. 31. And then when we are counting on, right, we're by 40. So let's count by tens going down. Here's starting at 31. Turn my finger sideways so you can see. So we go 10, 20, 30, 40. Where do we land? 71. And there it is, 71. Okay, so when we have a tens number, right, it means there's tens but no ones. Okay, we can count by tens going down that amount. So we started here and we went 10, 20, 30, 40 since we're adding 40. And here we are at 71. Just remember, counting down is counting by tens. Right, so we are going to try this strategy today, but I want you to remember, you know there are other ways that we can do this without using our hundreds chart. Okay, so we are trying this today. So I like my big hundreds chart when I'm showing you, because sometimes these are small. My fingers are too big. So it's up to you. If you want to use the hundred chart I gave you, you can. If you want to use the hundreds chart here, you can use that too. Whatever works. You have smaller fingers than me. All right. Use the hundreds chart to add. Count on by ones or tens. So look at this. 42 plus 7. Look at that number. That's a ones number, right? There's no tens. So that means we can count forward. So let's find 42. Okay, do you have your finger on 42? We're going to take 7 hops, 7 hops forward. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where did you land? 49. So 42 plus 7 equals 49. Now again, my first graders, if you're struggling with this hundreds chart, remember our strategies. If it's a ones number, right, we can make those 7 circles and count on 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Okay, we can do that if we want to. Now, look at this. 57 plus 30. Is there ones? Or do you see a tens number? Oh, you see that tens number, right? 30. 3 tens. No ones. Remember, tens number 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Those are all our tens numbers, right? All right. So 57 plus 30. We can find 57, right? Because that's not a tens number. 57 plus 30. So what we're going to do is we're going to count down by tens. You ready? 10, 20, 30. Where do we land? 87. Okay, 87. Now, remember I showed you that there was another way. So if you're struggling with this on the hundreds chart, remember you can line them up one on top of the other. Because there's no tens, you think 7 ones plus 0 is still 7. 5 plus 3 is 8. 87. We have the same answer. Okay, so you choose. If the hundreds chart is confusing to you, remember, you can use lining it up. I'm okay with that. If it's a 2-digit number and you want to line it up, you can. Or if it's a ones number and you want to draw it out, you can. It's up to you. So we're going to pause. I'm going to have you work on 91 plus 5. So when you look at this, remember 5 is a ones number. Okay, and I want you to try 18 plus 50. Oh, look at that 50. Do you see that tens number? Right, 5 and a 0. All right, give this a try. Hit play when you're ready to check your work. Okay, 91 plus 5. They wanted us to find 91 and take 5 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 96. Maybe you didn't do it that way. Maybe you made those 5 circles down here. Right? 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. You would have gotten the same answer. 18 plus 50. Well, 50 was our tens number, so we had to find 18. Here's 18. I have my finger on it. Okay, we're going to count on by tens, right, to 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Where do we land? 68. Maybe you didn't solve it that way. Maybe you lined it up and maybe you said 8 plus 0 is 8 and 1 plus 5 is 6, but you would have gotten the same answer. All right. Let's get this over on this side. All right, how can you use the hundreds chart to find each sum? Okay, here's another one. 32 plus 5. I want you to find 32, and then look, you're taking 5 hops. That's a plain number, right? Only has ones. Or you're drawing your circles underneath. Okay, and then I want you to try 48 plus 30. Find 48. Look, that's a tens number, right? So you count by tens going down. Okay, when you have your answer, hit play to check. You need to draw your circles or line them up like we did on this side. Go ahead, take a peek at your other side to help you figure it out. Hit play when you're ready to check. Right, if you're hitting play, you're ready to check. 32 plus 5. They wanted us to find 32 and take 5 hops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 37. Maybe you didn't solve it that way. Maybe you made your 5 circles underneath. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Same answer. 48 plus 30. They wanted you to find 48, right? Because we can count by tens to 30, right? 10, 20, 30. Where did you land? 78. Maybe you didn't solve it that way. Maybe you lined it up. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 3 is 7. Okay, either way, you would have gotten the same answer. All right, so my first graders, I want you to work on solving these problems, okay? Maybe you want to solve all the ones that only have 1 in the ones place first so that you're counting forward. Maybe you want to do your tens first so that you're counting down first. It's up to you. Do these ones right in here, okay? When you get to that green problem at the bottom, stop. Okay, work on these. Hit play when you're ready to check your work. All right, if you're hitting play, you're ready to check your work. Make sure you've done the problems that are underneath here. All right, let's look at the first ones. 13 plus 70. This was a tens number, so they wanted you to find 13 and count down by tens till you heard the number 70. Okay, that gave you 83. 22 plus 6. 6 is a ones number, so you were to find 22 and count 6 hops. That gave you 28. Okay, or you could have done your little circles. 71 plus 3. 3 is a ones number, so they wanted you to count forward 3 hops. That landed you on 74. Maybe you drew your 3 circles underneath instead and went 71, 72, 73, 74. 49 plus 50. 50 is a tens number, right? So you were to find 49 and count by tens going down, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That landed you on 99. Okay. Then you had 53 plus 4. 4 is a ones number. You could have drawn your little 4 circles underneath if you needed to, or you could have found 53, took 4 hops forward, and landed on 57. 25 plus 40. They wanted you to find 25 and take 40 hops down, right? Count by tens going down until you heard 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. You landed on 65. Maybe on the tens one, you lined them up and added down. Okay, that was up to you. All right, if you made a mistake, pause, work on fixing it, and think maybe I need to try a different strategy if the one I used didn't work. All right, solve, show your work. So if you're still working, you can pause. I'm going to move on to this one. All right, 31 plus 20 plus 40. All right, so that's a really big problem. So let's do a little bit of it at a time. When you have three numbers, you have to decide, well, what do I want to add together first? Do I want to add my first two numbers together? Maybe I want to add my last two numbers together. So I think I want to add 40 and 20 first. Okay, I think I want to add those two, right? Because those are both 10 numbers, aren't they? So if I wanted to draw a picture, I could. Here's my 20 plus my 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. 2 10s plus 4 10s. What does that equal altogether? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the same as 6 10s, right? Or 60. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I'm going to write that number down here. Remember, we have our caret. We saw this when we added 3-digit numbers before. That equals 60. But I'm not done yet. I still have to add this 31. So 31 plus 60. Well, I could line that up if I wanted to. 31 and 60. Right? That's one way. Or 60 is a tens number. Could I find 31 and count down by tens? I can. So let me try that way first. Ready? Here's my 31. Put my finger on it. And then I'm counting 60 more. So ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Where did I land? 91. So let me put my 91 in here. Do I get the same answer when I add down? Well, 1 plus 0 is 1. 6 plus 3 or 3 plus 6, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. 91. I get the same answer. So either way works to solve my problem. If you need to pause, go ahead. If not, we're going to turn the page. Just remember, when you have three numbers together, pick two of them to add together and then add the last number. Okay, there's no right or wrong way to put them together. I could have put the first two numbers together if I wanted to and then added my 40 on. All right, on the back, math on the spot. Remember, you can check out that video. Ray put 20 books away. She put 20 more books away. Then 11 more books. How many books did Ray put away? So this has a lot of numbers in it. Ray put 20 books away. Then she put 20 more books away. Then 11 more books away. So we need to add all these books up. So remember, just like we did before, right? We can add two numbers together first and then the next one. So let me write this out. I have 20 plus 20 plus 11 equals. So let's think, what do we want to add together first? I don't know about you, but I want to add 20 plus 20 together because that looks like 20 plus 20. Here's my caret. So if I have 20, here's my 2 10s, right? Plus 20, 2 more 10s. What do we have? Well, 2 plus 2 is 4 and no 1. So we have 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. But we're not done yet because then she adds 11 more books. So now we need 40 plus 11. So actually, I'll just use this because it's here. 40 plus 11. So, Well, 40 is a tens number, isn't it? Could I find 11? Yeah, and I'm going to count on till I get 40, right? Take 40, ready? 10, 20, 30, 40. Where did you land? 51. So it equals 51 books. Could I line that up too? 40 plus 11 if I wanted to? Yeah, 0 plus 1 is 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. 51. All right. All right, you are going to solve 62 plus 9. Okay, 62 plus 9. So remember, 9 is a small number. Go ahead and pause. Hit play when you are ready to check your work. If you're hitting play, you're ready to check your work. This one was a little bit tricky. So they wanted us to find 62 and take 9 hops. So you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where do I go next? 9. So I get 71. Now, if you had trouble with that, you could have made your circles, right? 9 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. Okay, either way would have gotten us the right answer. The bottom it says, explain how you use the chart to find the sum. Well, how did we use the chart? Do we count by tens or count by ones? How do we count when we went this way? This way is counting by ones. So how do we use the chart to find the sum? We say count by ones. Maybe put the S at the bottom if you want. Count by ones. So when we go across, we're counting by ones. When we go down, right, we count by tens. All right, my first graders, you're going to practice with your personal math trainer.